and gentlemen, we've pretty much reached the nexus, of this documentary, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind here. Now, just watch this clip along with us, and then this one will pretty much make or break on which side of the fence we fall on here, whether this guy is believable or full of shit.
Some years ago, I had a meeting with the Crown Prince of Liechtenstein, Hans Adam von Liechtenstein. He had reached out to me through some of his contacts. He said, look,
Yes,
Dr. Greer,
the Crown Prince of Liechtenstein.
I can't talk about this on the phone. Your efforts to effect disclosure are noble, but they will not be able to be permitted, and not for the reasons you think. I said, well, this is interesting. Finally, we got together in New York City in July of 1994. He said to me, in 1989, a group of us were trying to do disclosure, and it involved Gorbachev, President Bush
Right.
Sr.,
Gorbachev,
and
President
Secretary
Bush.
General
Mhm.
And in the course of us putting together the high-level planning meetings to do this, Paris de Cuellar, the UN Secretary General, was
What?
abducted out of his limousine in
Wait.
Japan. He was told by the aliens that if they did not...
This
cease
dude was
resistance,
abducted
they would discuss
from a limousine in broad daylight.
the world leader involved, including the President of the United States, would be abducted. This
In New York
was like
City.
an atomic bomb in the Bush
And wait.
White House, and it did not go forward. I said, okay, well, tell me more. He says, well, we've concluded that we have to prepare the public for an interplanetary war. And in doing so, we can then also force the return of Christ. And I'm quoting. And I just listened. He didn't know that I knew that the means for that abduction for Paris de Cuellar were run by a counterintelligence unit
Wait.
out of the national security state that had the technologies to simulate an alien craft and aliens run completely by military assets, and that there was a deeper part of these unacknowledged special access projects that were zooming even people like Bush Sr., who was on the committee but had lost control of some of these renegade factions. This is a very complicated story. Paris de Cuellar being abducted caused them to stop that process. It manipulated these leaders into going onto a war footing. And he confessed to me that the reason he was funding the work of the abduction groups was because they wanted to put information out to the public that would scare the public so that people would make the sacrifice in blood and treasure to have an interplanetary war. Now, this is 25 years ago. It was not a happy meeting.
It wasn't. No shit, that wasn't a happy meeting for you. Because you totally made it up. Alright, so, just to revisit some of these outlandish claims here. Alright, so this guy, again, is in close circles, or within this close circle. The Crown Prince of Liechtenstein is a close friend of his. Let's just give that, just take that with a grain of salt, maybe. He is good friends with the Crown Prince of Liechtenstein. Okay, whatever. But all the stuff that all these classified shit he claims he's privy to. Come on, man. Come on. And then the general guy from the UN, or whatever the fuck it was, abducted from a limousine in New York City. And then threatened, you disclose this, we'll abduct all the world leaders. It's a great story. But that Simpsons meme about Carl and Lenny where they're like, that didn't happen, did it? That strongly applies here.
Here he is, the biggest douche of the universe. In all the galaxies, there's no bigger douche than you. You've reached the top, the pinnacle of douchedom. Good going, douche. Your dreams have come true.